We live in a world where everyone has an opinion,
their own outlook and perspective
on everything.
But do we ever hear these opinions from everyday people?
like you and me. So we have 5 everyday people
with 5 different opinions
over 5 great plates of food,
coming together to break bread,
discussing today's trending topics.
So stick around and join us in our conversation because this is
Breaking Bread Sunday Brunch.
It curls, bounces, coils, shrinks, frizzes, and poofs. It's snappy, soft, coarse, greasy, and unruly. We can wear braids, blowouts, afros, weaves, wigs, twist outs, flat twists, ponytails, cornrows, or low Caesar fades. However you wear it or describe it, Black women have always proven to be trendsetters when it comes to their hair. It is their crown and glory, and it is oftentimes the first thing you notice about a Black woman as she enters a room. And it's a significant financial contributor to the hair care industry overall. The Black hair care industry is valued at more than $2.51 billion. And over the last 20 years, there's been a significant growth and transformation in Black hair, especially with the rise of the natural hair trends. There are over 3,000 Black hair brands, and it continues to increase in a competitive market. In 2017 alone, Black American women have spent more than $473 million on Black hair care. We take pride in our hair as it grows from our roots, and while others may ostracize Black women for their hair, the numbers don't even begin to prove its worth.
Revolution with natural hair is more about do what you want to do. If you feel comfortable with your hair being relaxed, relax it. But now you can feel comfortable with your natural hair texture, wearing it and wearing it with pride, and not wearing it and feeling like you're being stigmatized because you're wearing your hair, feeling like you are acceptable the way you were created, and you can express and be you and still get a job and still have success and still be accepted and still being loved and still being seen as beautiful. And so we just have so many options of things to do with our hair. It is really fantastic.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the fact that, you know, they go natural because they want to learn who they are. They want to get back to the essence of who they are and just to the foundation of them and embrace all of who they are. Like, do you ever feel that way?
Well, personally, for me, like, obviously when I started it, it was just simply financial. I was just like, I'm gonna go natural. But then, honestly, it does turn to be, it turns around a little bit because I spend a lot on my products because you gotta try to feel out your hair and stuff like that.
Right.
But it started out as just being financial, but then it became, wow, this is how my hair naturally grows from my root.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is just me, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like you get into that, for me personally, you got into that after the fact. Like, it didn't start off like that, but certainly after starting my process of becoming natural, I got more in tune with, you know, and more loving of my hair and me, and just like, yo, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, I could change it up any minute.
Right.
Like, I just felt so powerful.
Yeah.
I felt like a superwoman. So.
You know what's so funny? I have not gotten any of those epiphanies.
Really?
No, like, for me, it's not a matter of whether or not, you know, I'm going to find myself and I'm gonna get out of that cocoon of relaxed hair and butterfly with my natural. No, and I still actually don't really feel that way. It's just
hair.
It's just hair. Like, I really embraced it now that I know how to manage it.
Okay.
I think I didn't like it before natural because I didn't know how to manage it, and there were no products on the market for natural hair. Really, natural hair products are booming now, right? Because so many people, there's such a demand for it because so many people are going natural now.
At my age, I got tired of the drama with my hair. My hair used to be long, salt and pepper, past my shoulders. I was spending over $150 to go to the hairdresser, sit in there listening to negative gossip, was cared for by a hairstylist who put me on hold while she waited on other people, sat under the hairdryer for 3 hours, and 5 to 6 hours later walking out, my hair was lucky if it lasts an hour. If I got a hot flash, it was even shorter. I just got tired of the drama, so I decided it's time to go natural. Cut my hair, washed it, let the coloring wear out, and here I am, free. I wash it and roll.
It's a debate, but I think social media, since it's so prevalent in our life and our culture, that there are a lot of digs that put a lot of natural hair women down. I can just go off my personal social media. I've seen a lot of women that post the memes that make fun of the natural hair women. Like you have a picture of Simba, with the lion's mane, and I've seen this.
Wow.
And for my problem with it is, we are black women. So you have the same texture if you were to stop relaxing. But that's the part that I feel it makes a lot of women not want to go natural because they don't want to have that coarse hair that they may be born with. Everybody's not 3C, 2C. I'm 4C. So I don't think it's a debate. I think it's just it's a form of bullying, kind of, a little bit of bullying. I think so.
I've never heard it described like that. I mean, I think for what I've noticed, I think a lot of women, as we mature, we decide that it's too much to take care of with the relaxer, keeping up with the creamy crack and paying those prices. And for me, it felt like it was becoming a nuisance with, I'm getting this relaxer, and then after I get a relaxer, I'm feeling my scalp and it's extra dry. I'm feeling sores. So I think for me, it was more of a choice of how do I do something for myself that's not going to have me every month thinking that I have to do extra to keep my scalp a certain way or avoid another medical or health problem that eventually it becomes a medical or health problem. And I think a lot of younger women don't see it that way. They've gotten used to it. Their parents are getting them relaxers younger and younger, and they keep just thinking they think it's something that they need to do. And I noticed a lot of friends and family members, as we approach 40s and 50s, we decided we don't want that. We don't want to feel that way anymore. And I researched what can I do that still will be convenient. And I kind of actually fell into natural because as I moved from state to state and tried to find a new stylist after being with one for 17 years, I didn't have what it was already in my hair. It had grown out, and when I got to the stylist, I was telling her what I thought I had. She said, "Oh no, you're natural. There's nothing in your hair." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, let's just stay with this." And so I kind of just stayed with it and just researched products. What can I put in my hair? What can I do? Every once in a while, I'll take some heat to it and do the straight thing with just the flat iron. But for the most part, I like it, especially in the summertime. Wash it and put some product on it and leave the house, and it's kind of freeing. And I don't worry about all the other things that was happening when I was getting a relaxer.
Right.
Cause see, when I had a relaxer, I always liked the straightness of it. So the idea of going natural to me was just like no. Like, no, it's not. And I've always heard not bad things, but just not necessarily positive things in relation to natural hair. So I grew mine out by accident. I dyed it and it went bad and I didn't want it to fall out, so I just let it grow out. But I kept my hair straight the entire time I transitioned because I still didn't want it to be natural. So I didn't really wear my natural hair until maybe 2-3 years in. And then it was because where I worked, it was predominantly white. So I didn't feel comfortable with fully natural all the way out here. And in the summertime, I would kind of play with it and see how it would look. And like you said, then I had to learn a whole different way to do my hair because I was used to straighten it and that was it. And then I started to like the curlier styles and the bigger styles. And I actually prefer my hair as big as it'll get now, which is completely opposite from anything I ever thought it would have been. So I do think it is a process and it is like a spiritual journey because I felt like I found a different identity once I did go natural.
Absolutely.
So it kind of helped me evolve and become more comfortable with things that I might not have necessarily highlighted about myself just because I was trying to look how I thought was socially acceptable instead of doing what I felt comfortable doing. And like you said, natural is freeing because there's some days I really don't care. And it's natural though, so I can pull it off. Somebody think that's on purpose, so whatever.
I pretty much coached into it because a lot of my friends and family members had started going natural, and so it was more like it wasn't anything negative about me having the relaxer or anything, but I always thought, I could be a little more versatile because I can't do hair.
Okay.
So most of them know how to do hair, know how to do the twist outs properly. So when you take it out, it comes out, really nice. And so I was just coached into it. So they would see me, they're like, oh, you still got that perm in your hair. When you gonna let it go? When you gonna let it go? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll try it one day. One day I'll try it. So then I just decided I didn't do the big chop or anything. I just kind of grew it out, grew the relaxer out, did the whole braids, did some sew-ins and things like that. And by a few years, it was like, oh, it's all gone. And what do I do with it now? Let me try. And it was kind of like, baby steps or kind of like I don't want to say an epiphany, but it sort of was because when I first wore my hair out natural and I stepped out and everyone was like, I like your hair. It makes you feel good. Thank you, I'm going to try. And then you can't, it was like, okay, how do I twist it back to get it back this way again? So it's an experiment to me, and I've liked the process. I still kind of do the different weaves and things like that as far as but now I'm like, in the beauty supply stores and things like that, you get the kinkier hair. So instead of always having a straighter hair.
And I think that's so odd now that people for so long knocked natural hair and talked about it, but now you can go to the beauty supply store and buy a natural hair wig.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what's the point? Just go natural. Just wear your natural hair, but to each its own.
Yeah.
I think for me too, age plays a lot of part because you get a certain age where you don't care what anybody thinks or say or does. You lived on the planet long enough to feel like you can do what you want to do and be free about it. Because I got my hair is long. My hair was about your length, is past my shoulders. I did go drastic with the cut, and so when I decided to go natural, I got tired of paying over $150 to go sit in a salon to listen to a whole bunch of unpleasant gossip and then have a person who's supposed to be your appointment, your assigned hairstylist, wait on somebody else and then get back to you, which she calls it multitasking. To me, it was frustrating. I'm sitting here waiting for you to do my hair, all wet and everything. Now you working on somebody else's hair, and I'm ready to get out of here.
I really just don't understand and get the concept of why a certain type of natural looks better than another type of natural. Yeah. Like, why do I have to gel it up and get the waves for you to accept that it's up in a bun? Why can't I just brush it up without gel?
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I totally agree. Like, I should be able to just wear it in its natural form without the products, without the whole, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I should be able to just wear it however I want to wear it.
Without judgment.
Exactly.
Without judgment. So even within the natural community, I would say there's still some type of discrimination, right?
It's true.
Oh, you got good hair. What the heck is
good hair? Good hair versus not, like, what is good hair? Like, who classes good hair? Yeah, like who's in charge of this?
Because I think every textured hair has pros and cons, right? So for instance, 3C hair, 3B hair, like they can really do the nice wash and go and just go, right? But when they go to press their hair out or flat iron their hair out, it gets really fuzzy because of the texture of their hair. Where like my hair, because my hair is so thick, and I've heard this from many hair dressers that have done my hair, because my hair is so thick, it doesn't really curl as defined as your hair and some other natural hair. So I would say my hair is like a 4B. Is that like the 4B, 4C?
I think so.
Maybe 4C. If they had a 4D, honey, my hair would be a 4D. I promise you. Yeah, it's that thick and that coarse. But when it comes to pressing it out and flat ironing it, girl,
no problem.
No problem. And I don't get fuzzy easy. Like it just stays pressed out. So there are pros and cons. And I think you should embrace your hair no matter what it looks like. You know what I mean? Because there's great things to our hair. We're great. Like
I told
we're
you,
magical.
I feel like a superwoman.
Right?
Yeah.
It's magical. So but you heard about that commercial. I've not seen it.
Which commercial?
The Shea Moisture commercial.
I
have not seen it, but there's like this issue.
Yeah.
There was like an
Want to see
uproar.
it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Okay.
There's like this uproar about the commercial and like what? It's like.
So basically, you know, Shea Moisture's been known to be a hair product for African American women.
Yeah, I started with Shea. I started with Shea Moisture.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think everyone kind of started out with Shea when they were starting Shea and Cantu and stuff like that. Everyone started off with that.
Yeah.
So I believe that Shea were they bought out?
I believe so. I believe they were bought out.
They were bought out.
And I don't think, because they started off an African American owned company.
Yes.
I believe they did, and they were purchased by Caucasian.
Yes,
I believe.
And so they decided to make a commercial,
Okay.
Advertising, I guess, you know, how people feel about using the product,
Okay.
and they decided to use white women. And people
me take a
were
sip.
happy about this.
What?
So hold on.
We see black women in the ads. We see black women in the commercials. We see black women on social media. We see black women on their website. You know, we're thinking this is really made for us. This is good for us. This is something that we could use, like, you know, generation after generation. This is a company that we really believe in. And I think once they hit a certain level of success, they decided, well, you know what, we don't need you anymore. So now we're going to branch off and start using, you know, lighter, more fair-skinned women in our ads. And we're going to make it all inclusive. And I don't necessarily think that the problem is that they made their brand all inclusive. I think the problem is that they started their brand just directed towards African American and ethnic women with textured hair. And once, you know, they used us for where they needed to use us to get to that next level, then they decided to expand and make it seem as if, you know, well, all inclusive, let's do this, let's do that. We don't have a problem with you being all inclusive. Just be all inclusive from the beginning, because it looks like you're using us, and you know, we've already been through enough.
Hair care lines cannot have one product that works for different hair textures. And to take it a little step further, they cannot have a line that's going to definitively be great for both white and black people, because it's not the race, it's about the hair itself, and not just the texture, but the type of hair you have. So white women tend to have oily hair. It can be curly, or it can be more straight, it can be thin, it can be thick. And black women tend to have a drier hair, tighter curls. And not all black women, we're talking about a spectrum of hair. And so your hair care line really needs to be about meeting the needs of different textures. So your hair care line have to have different lines. Someone who has oily hair, they can't use the same conditioner that I have with my very, very dry hair.
From 3C to 4D, like me. Oh my God, you know what? Oh my gosh, I feel abandoned. I feel abandoned. I feel like
People almost went as far as to say that they felt like they changed the recipe too.
No,
Like,
they
it wasn't
did.
taking to their
Okay,
anymore.
no shade, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but I feel like when the company transferred ownership, I feel like they also transferred their recipes.
Okay.
I feel like my hair wasn't. As moisturized when I use their product.
Okay.
And I hope it's not in my mind, because you know sometimes
Psychological.
your mind plays tricks on you. I hope that's not the case. But I do feel like they did change their product, and I actually stopped buying them. I don't own any Shea Moisture
Because of this?
and maybe samples.
I decided to go natural because I was having a lot of issues with my scalp. I suffer from eczema and severe dermatitis in my scalp. So it wasn't because I was on some type of journey into finding a new way to express my blackness or my black lady magic. I just wanted to have a healthy scalp and a healthy hair. So right around that time, I also found out I was expecting my son. So I thought, hey, this can't be a bad thing. So no chemicals, I can wear my hair straight and still be myself. So why not go natural? I love it. It doesn't define who I am. It's just an extension of my personality, and I style it as such. You may see me with a crinkly afro one week. I may have my twist another week. I may have it straight one week. It's natural hair, it's my hair. It's versatile, but it's also what grows from my scalp that God gave me.
This is why we need more representation in the hair care industry. We are the top spenders in this billion-dollar industry. We are the top spenders. We are the ones that are putting our hard-earned money into this industry. Let's make it so that we're supporting ourselves. We're supporting each other. Let's make it so that we're not worried about having to be used and abused by, major corporate brands, only to be left, pretty much in the dust when they decided, all right, we've done enough. We have enough money. Let's just, start opening our ventures to other races.
My favorite trick or tip, I would say, is a scarf. Get you a nice big piece of fabric. When you have those days when the twist out just didn't come out right, or you just didn't wash it that night before, and you just need a quick get up and go, take a big piece of fabric, wrap it around, put you a big knot up there, some earrings, lipstick, and go out the door, and you look fabulous.
My name is Diane Carter.
My name is Zenobia Young.
My name is Ashley Brumfield.
I'm Jennifer Yvonne Hammond.
I'm Carmen with Life with Carmen blog, and you're watching Breaking Bread Sunday Brunch.